Howdy, howdy, everybody. I am audible. I can breathe. It's great. Mostly. I'm still waking up with a sore throat and I still have some drainage, but I'm mostly better. Fucking finally. I say like I didn't stream yesterday. Granted, yesterday was chaotic because it was Helldivers. I could barely focus on the streaming side of things. I was in the zone, chat. I was in the zone. The only thing I was thinking about was democracy and the 5 bile titans I was dealing with at any given moment. Apparently, I discovered, like, right after stream that day, that apparently the Predator strain and a bunch of, like, the new bugs that they added were crashing the game, so they had to take them out until they fixed it. So now there's actually, like, terrifying shit there now, and we just happened to miss it. That was easy mode we had yesterday. It's okay, though, because it unlocked all difficulties for Hattie, so it's besides the point. Anyways, no democracy today. Only a different kind of legality. We're doing lawyer things. We're doing lawyer things today, fellas. Also, on the topic of streaming stuff, Jesus fucking Christ. The fucking poll that I put out for doing things at an earlier time is near universally yes, move streams back an hour. Which I find so fucking funny. But I also really do understand. Also, welcome back, Docs. Hi, didn't miss much. I was recounting Helldivers yesterday. Turns out, there was supposed to be a bunch of new different bugs in the Gloom yesterday, but they were crashing the game, so Arrowhead had to take them out until they fixed the issue. So, it was supposed to be harder. It's fun. The game's fun, I promise. I promise you the game is fun. Play Helldivers if you can. Please. I need more people to have my current autism. Oh, 15, we can go with that. Yeah, docs. 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 Drive safe, you fucking dumbass. I don't care how much of a professional driver you think you are, all you need is one idiot. You're grounded? Yeah, you're fucking grounded. Fucking hell, man. Like, 10 is pushing it for me. 10 is pushing it for me, dude. I do 5 over the speed limit usually. And like 10 if I'm in an actual rush. It's gotta be fucking dire too, dude, for me to even attempt that. 15 is nigh unheard of. 15 is fucking terrifying. I'm actually worried for myself. Dude, that actually reminds me how, like, everyone hates how I fucking drive. Like, a lot of my friends, not even a lot, more like two and a half. Because they're not quite, like, they're not, like, not a friend, but it's, like, kind of an awkward situation. It's weird. So 2.5. 2.5 of my friends fucking hate how I drive. They hate how I drive a lot. They think I drive so fucking slow. It's just like, I'm just going the speed limit, bro. I'm just going the speed limit. 5 over. That's what I strive for. Get off my back. My stepmom also drives way faster than I do. Because when we were moving all my shit to, like, the new place, she was, like, blasting ahead of us. It was kind of funny. I think at one point we got off at an exit and she was just like so much further ahead that we got separated for a bit. I think that happened. Maybe. Don't quote me. I've got delicious Zevia today. Cherry cola because this fucking area doesn't sell goddamn Dr. Zevia. It's really funny. When I got my license, I was horrified of going fast and would go under the speed limit. And now if it's not 10 or over, I want to attack people. You'd want to attack me then if you were in a car with me, and I would be low-key scared for my life if I was in a car with you. Because with the friends that do think I drive like really fucking slow and find me like goddamn unbearable, I'm scared when I'm driving with them, even if it's for a short distance. Especially when they start being like, oh my god, dude, come on, it's fucking 5 miles per hour, why aren't you going 30? God. Oh my god. I secretly try to avoid driving with those friends. Don't tell them though. Most of the time they don't watch this stream. Specifically Ace Attorney too. Or maybe do tell them, I don't know. Maybe when I'm in the car with them, they'll slow down. Maybe they'll start slowing down and I'll have less to fear. The thing is, dude, like when I am like driving with somebody in the car, I'm like extra careful. To like a point where even like I'm annoyed with my own like safety. Like I will be at a light and I will not fucking turn until I'm 100% sure it's safe to like turn if there's like still cars oncoming. Like I will overjudge the fuck out of all the distance. It's like, if it's just me, it's like, okay, fine, whatever. If I die, I die. Well, if someone else is in the car, it's like, I'm like playing extra careful. I am like a doting fucking mother to the people in my car. Because I don't want us to get fucking T-boned and it was their end of the car. Because that almost happened once. It was from me, it was a really fucking stupid incident, dude. It was just from like me like being used to a certain light always being green, and like I was talking to my friend in the car and muscle memory took over, and I was honestly fucked up for the rest of the day that we almost got into a wreck like that. I think it was his side of the car. Yeah, I think it was my friend's side of the car, so like that fucked with me even more. He was chill with it, but like I was like, that was a canon event for me. I never let that shit go. Oh my god, accidentally running red lights gives me panic attacks. Yeah, no, I think I can count how many times I've done it on one hand. I think I've done it like 3 times max. On accident. I think it's either 2 or 3, because I know for, like, it's that, and one I did semi-recently during the snow. Because I was coming up on a red light and there was literally not a car anywhere, and like that registered to me more than the light did, so I ran the red light. It was completely safe to do so, but because like I said, there was no cars anywhere, but I still ran a red light and I was scared a little bit that I'd be getting something in the mail or whatever, but nothing's happened so far, unless the landlord just hasn't been grabbing the mail lately, but I don't think he's been doing that. So yeah, I think he's kept up with things. I avoid certain parts of town now because I've only registered the red at the last moment, so I avoid going to that light anymore. Yeah. For me, it's just when they weren't lights I could avoid, so I like lock the fuck in to pay attention to these lights specifically. Oh, I know what the third time was. It was when I almost fucking ran over some pedestrians. Like I was turning on a red, but it was a right turn, so like that was legal. But there was a crosswalk there, and it was like it was super fucking dark, and like I couldn't see. Like I didn't look at the crosswalk like to notice that it was blinking. I do that obsessively now. But like I was just like tired after work. It was like I said, it was all muscle memory. I turn, I see people in my fucking headlights, and I slam the brakes. And I'm like, it gets even worse, dude, because in my like panic and like me being like, oh my god, oh I'm so sorry, like and trying to motion at them that like I clearly regret it, I accidentally honked the fucking horn. I accidentally honked the fucking horn. So not only did I almost kill people potentially, I accidentally looked like an asshole. Making it out like it was their fault. I bet that pedestrian, it's horrifying. I bet, dude. I think I recognize them too, because like this was really close to where I work, so I think they were like regulars. I'm not sure if they noticed that it was me, because I still had like, I think I still had my work shirt on. I don't know, man. But like unironically, dude, like I had to like vent to a friend about it, and I sat in a fucking grocery store parking lot, just feeling guilty as all hell for like, I think at least 30 minutes to an hour. I felt horrible about it. I felt absolutely horrible. Now, like, if I see a crosswalk, I am like obsessively like checking everything now. Oh my god. But yeah, there's all my driving mishaps. Drive safe, kids. Drive safe. Drive like you're operating a screaming metal death trap. Like, take it seriously, please, for your sake and others, especially others. Oh Christ. Okay. I think it's time, chat. I think it's time. I think it's time to lawyer. I think it's time to edge our worth. Let's go over. Aha! Behold. Also, hold on, now I'm curious about something. I did have the game audio on. Okay, I did have the game audio on for the chatting screen. I was worried I didn't. And I would have just been talking in pure silence. Chat, I almost, earlier today, I will be drawing to scream if you need my attention. I'm just going to be screaming in general, though. I don't think that's a good idea. But chat, earlier today, I almost could have gotten my ass banned on Twitch. Because I'll just be simple with it. I was having to grab a specific clip from a specific animation that may not be so wholesome for Twitch. Because I wanted to make a GIF out of it. I wanted to make a reaction GIF out of it. Because for a certain situation, I couldn't find the GIF on Tenor. Probably because it was from an animation like that, but I wanted to make a GIF. So, I went out of my way to just record it on OBS. Just record the page on full screen on OBS. And brother, I was like one iota of just not thinking away from hitting start streaming instead of start recording. That would have been funny. But it also would have been very bad. So I'm glad I didn't. I've done that. You have done that? Docs! Well, now you have to DM me what it was, because that'll be funny. I've seen that before. Of somebody having to record something that isn't very safe for work. Yeah, it was funny. Also, I need to check if the pet is working, because it only lasts like a second, but I keep gaslighting myself into thinking it's not working. Okay, it does work, yay. It does work. Oh, I was trying to record a song for a time-lapse and accidentally hit stream. Yeah. I haven't seen that. I mean, if you did see it, it probably didn't last long. That channel, that is. Enjoy your pets while they last, chat. Because I've got something cooking for this redeem. I have something cooking for this. And I'm very excited for when it occurs, for when it happens. It'll be fun. It'll be very fun. I got something working. I got something cooking in the oven. I had someone being my baker. They got the hat on and everything. And they're cooking right now. Gnawing on you. You saw the clip with Melly. That's a dangerous thing to do to me. You were there for that. You know the risk involved. Whispering in your ear. Now that, okay, don't get too much. Too much. Too much.
Discombobulate.
Oh! I was about to go in another story instead of playing the fucking game. It's literally just that stuff with my ear will set me off a lot. Like if you say something like whisper in my ear or flick my ear, if you do fucking anything with my ears, I will fucking kill you. I will fucking slaughter you. I do not handle ear shit well in most circumstances. Okay. Anyways. We've learned a little more about the contest participants, but there's still one question involving Mr. Gusto, for which we never got an answer. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. When the Mr. Frost room, then you perhaps you could tell us why? Sure, I was silence. You were not to give the attorney even a tiny shred of information. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? And that's not all. I also have questions about the work you submitted for the semi-final. The confectioner admits that the lacking of the sciences and a sculptor in spades. Mr. Gusto could not how to win such a high-level contest by himself. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Detective! Thought that said whimpers and put my headphones back on. Don't get... Alright, down, boy, down! Gnawing on me won't bring it out, neither will fucking discombobulate. Well, gnawing might get it out, depending on the circumstance, but not right now. I need to ask Mr. Gusto a few more questions. His story still doesn't quite add up for me. Me neither. We need to figure out how to get in touch with him. Oh, do you now? Ah, hello. Hello, the bitch. Let's go back to the prison case. No, I don't want to go back to the prison case. For any reason. I don't wanna. I don't want to do that case again. It was boring and long and nothing happened. I don't want to go back. Good luck with that, because I had no intention of allowing it. Mr. Von Karma! I am already in the midst of my own investigation into Gusto. So there is no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. This is Tisk. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you might have. He seems dead set on preventing me from talking to Mr. Gusto, in which case, fine, then allow me to take you up on your offer. Very well. What is it? I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost. Were those whimpers enough for you, dogs? I didn't even whimper during that. I just cried. I wailed in agony. I was in agony. That's not a whimper. Besides, it's not fair y'all are trying to get that out of me while Pio isn't here. He's probably the target demographic for this more than anybody else in the chat. Crying close enough? Not really. The connection between Gusto and Frost. It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. And that's all? That's all I have to say to you. Why? That doesn't help us at all. We'll have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. And it's imperative we do. He's clearly hiding something. I can hear you, you know. Shut up! Alright, between the connection between Gusto and Ross, it was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. That's it. 2 lines of fucking dialogue. Oh, Google Glasses here. Is Crohn's here? I don't think he is. I haven't seen him. Crohn's, if you're there, destroy the bakery or something. I don't know. Do something funny. Whatever it is. They both happen to be taking part in the same contest. Present. Yes. Objection. Yay. Gregory still has a surprisingly high-pitched voice for his looks. I would expect him to be a lot more deeper, but I wonder if you could look at the 2 confections in the foreground for me, Mr. Von Karma. They were made for the contest semifinals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted. Wouldn't you agree? Get to the point. As the nameplate suggests, these were Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries. Mr. Gusto told us that confectionery design was far from his strong suit, and yet his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's. Exactly as good, in fact. We learned from another witness that 2 entries also tasted exactly the same. Sorry, I got food while I missed. Read up on the chat. It'll tell you plenty. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that I fix my tie, and that they were helping one another out. Let's take a closer look, shall we? While at first glance, the 2 may appear to be superficially different, it soon becomes apparent that there are significant similarities in how they were put together. They are made out of the same ingredients, taste the same, and share a similar design aesthetic. This picture is proof positive that the 2 were working together. If you figured that much out, I suppose there's little point in denying it. Where am I, Whimper Streamer? You're not fucking getting them. Not even gnawing on me will draw them out. Not in this circumstance. Try a different one, maybe. Doc speeds in their car, but takes their time getting food. Well, cuisine requires a specific taste, a specific time period. Just look at the case we're in. Look at this. Look at this. You think that was done in a mere 5 minutes? No. That took time. That took effort. Did you hear about the fucking, like... I think it was some kind of pasta, some kind of chicken pasta that Docs was talking about earlier. Did you hear that? That takes time. That takes a recipe that was given to Autumn. At least that's what was going on in the stream beforehand. I don't think you were actually there for that one, Cece. If I remember correctly. I think it was just Autumn, Crohn's, and P.O. and me, that one. Unless you were there earlier. I don't think I recalled seeing you. I don't know. There's a good chance I mistook you as Autumn because your names are both fucking green. My pulled pork and ranch requires a delicate hand. Exactly. Exclamation point! I was sending them dihydrates and hydrates. Then I didn't see the green. And that's pretty... I'm a very simple creature in that I must... In that, like, I simplify information. If I see green, I see CC. I am weird. I feel like I'm weird on the internet. And the fact that I'm never, like, reading people's usernames a lot of the time, depending on the platform. Like, when I'm on, like, Reddit or something, like, I'm never looking at the person's username. But apparently everyone else fucking does that, and they'll point out, like, people's funny usernames. Or the like. Or like, oh, hey, I've seen you before. And I'm just like, I am just reading the comments, dude. I'm not paying attention to who's posting them. It depends on the circumstance. Like on Twitter too. I'm like on Twitter or Blue Sky. Blue Sky now, technically. Like I'm not looking at like who, like, unless it's someone I'm following and I recognize them, like retweets and stuff. Like I'm often never paying attention to the person posting them. Like I'm fucking weird like that. I feel fucking weird like that. Yeah. Talking about my curry earlier, that's what he was mentioning. Yeah. That is not curry. Oh, I see. Also, I'll take care of that physical care package. Earlier, Tiny was streaming, and I Oh, that's a good stream. Earlier, Tiny was streaming, and I redeemed Hydrate in their chat. It was funny. Just a straight up look at me. I am the captain now. I am the Hydrator now. It was funny stuff for a period, and then I got curious about Bendy and the Ink Machine lore to try and understand what was going on in the game a bit more. Thank you guys. Thank you for moaning. I guess if they can't get the whimpers out of me, they'll try and get them out of you. Tiny's playing that right now. Yeah, I figured. I'll watch someone's streams until I stream, because I know Circuit has said, like, it shouldn't affect, like, my, like, stream, like, stuff. With, me, like, lurking in someone's streams while I stream. But I've seen how fucking fickle my ISP can be sometimes, so I'd rather just not do that. I'd rather not give them ammo to slow down my bitrate. Personally speaking. Mr. Von Karma knew all along they were cooperating? If you stream slightly earlier today on my late days, I can raid you finally. Yeah. I wonder who the one person who voted for me to keep things on 7 p.m. is. I'm genuinely curious, because it is overwhelmingly move the time back just 1 hour. I think on the whole, I won't be able to do it like... every day, but I can do it like some days. It depends. So I got home at like 3 today. So that would offer me like 2 hours of like full rest time before I had to start prepping for stream, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think 6 on Tuesday should be perfectly feasible, though. 6 on Thursday depends heavily on our stream docs. So that might stick to 7, potentially. I think we can safely do 6 o'clock for Monday. For this day, though, we'll see. We'll see. I'll think about it. Anyway. But I'll warn you, none of what you're about to hear will be to your advantage. Now you're done yapping about your fucking stream schedule. Let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove. Gusto and Frost were indeed working together. Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night. It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the final. So, you knew that the two were cooperating? Mr. Von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth? Please, enough with the petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court. It simply slipped my mind to explain what that to you. It doesn't explain why he's being so slippery with the facts, though. I need to figure out what exactly he's hiding. I can't let things end like this. Alrighty, let's see here. What do we got? Gusto and Frost were indeed working together. Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night. It means they were helping one another right before the end, right up until the day before the final. But what was the issue? They're scrumptious except for the liar, which was salty. Frost's blood was found in the fountain, but not at the scene of the crime. Here for taste disorders and other chemical and pharmaceutical items. Interesting. Why does Von Karma sound like the devil? He kinda fucking is. There's also a devil defense attorney, but you won't get to find out about him for a couple games. You won't find out about him for a while. And you could argue he's even worse than Von Karma. But we'll get to him. We'll get to him one day. He's one of my favorites. Because he's just such a petty fucking asshole. Hold on, I'm noticing something on one of my posters real quick. I just want to check it out. I think it's fine. Anyways. Devil defense attorney. Oh god, yeah. You forgot about them, CC? Really? You forgot about him? The devil's advocate, one would say. Hi, Crones. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you've been well today. Salt lamp found in Scone's room, salt stained with the victim's blood. Interesting. I think we gotta press on some.
Hold it.
Last night, after Mr. Frost's work melted, correct?
Yes, I interviewed Gusto personally.
Yeesh, a one-on-one with Mr. Ron Karma. That must have been terrifying.
I imagine Mr. Gusto probably meditated his way through the difficult parts.
He most certainly did not. Every time he closed his eyes, I brought him back with an almighty snap. No one dares plead the fifth with me.
Did that even work on him?
And that is how I was able to learn perfectly every last detail of Gusto and Frost's relationship.
Seems they were help. I forgot that's what he was called. Yeah. For me, it's kind of impossible to forget that one particular scene. Personally. When he gets called that. Alright, right up until the day before the final.
But why were they cooperating?
Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best. Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone.
So what was their endgame? Why cooperate only until the day before the finals?
Gusto claims to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final on his own merits. His one and only goal really was to be crowned the world's best confectioner. His pride would not allow him to do so with the help of another.
Gears can only ever win hollow victories, I guess.
I was under the impression that their collaboration had only lasted through the semifinals. I'm starting to think it might have lasted up through the final itself. Mr. Von Karma, I'd like to ask you some more about how long they worked together for, if you don't mind.
If you must.
Oh, we got a little more. Bro, I'm so stupid. Just learning in shift click to edit the sizes of things in OBS. Shift click. That's, Wait, you only just now realized that? Only just now you realize that you can do that? To edit the sizes a bit more, like, proportionally? Well, unproportionally, rather. It sticks to proportions by default for me. But if you want to get a little fancy with it, you can fucking... Hold on, where's my model? We'll do it with my model. If you want to get a little funny with it, you can fucking... You can do it like this. Woo, 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 woo. Wide rise. This is streaming right here. You can crop things without making filter. Yeah, that's alt click. See, I can unwide rise by cutting him in half. There we go. This is streaming. Now we're talking. The wise. That's perfect. We'll just do the rest of this cross-examination like this.
The two cooperated until the day before the final and decided to compete on their own merits.
I don't think that's the case. Because of this. Alright, cross-examination is almost over, kinda.
They weren't working together during the finals? I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on record having described Mr. Frost's creations as scrumptious. While he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have become a world-class confectioner overnight. It seems far more likely to me that he and Mr. Gusto were still cooperating during the finals.
How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything.
Not calling the kettle black here.
Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. My wife, for example, is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame.
How is that not an entirely subjective statement?
Furthermore, you are ignoring another crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony. Namely, that she also described some of Frost's work as having been unbearably salty. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce the perfect confectionery.
Yeah, Tisk.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. No more objections, I take it.
There must be some way I can prove that Gusto and Frost were still collaborating.
Hold on, what the fuck did he say? Furthermore, you're ignoring another crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony that she also described some of Frost's work as having been unbearably salty. Yeah, it was inconsistent. It was inconsistent. Thus, it proves that, like, there was some kind of, like, double bullshit. The fact that the liar was salty shows that, like, his work is inconsistent to a glaring degree. And thus it wouldn't really work. Rise, what is that title? Don't worry about Aries. Also, hi. Nice to see you. I am also wise and I am also cut in half for the bit. Okay, so hold on. That wasn't what I was going for, though. And while he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have become a world-class confectioner overnight. That wasn't what I was going for. I was saying the liar was made by someone else is what I've been trying to say. Okay, hold on. Let me unwise myself. There we go. I'm back to normal. Hi.
Who are they worth?
Exactly. See, Little Rye gets it. If even he gets it, anyone can get it. Truly. All right. Back to it. Mystery. There's something that's been on my mind.
Yes, what is it, Eddie?
Mr. Frost's entry for the finals. Would it have taken a while to make?
I would imagine so.
Taking flavored water, freezing it all, and then carving 2 whole sculptures? Could it really have done all that and help Mr. Gusto with his work? This was not the alley I was going over, but okay, Eddie, whatever you say. It was me. I'd have barely gotten as far as to setting the flavored water up to freeze part. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off.
Shuffles my trench coat. Perhaps there's some literally instinct in you after all, Eddie.
Aw, he looks so proud of him. I love young Eddie.
Your ponderings,
and now he's eating it. Never mind.
Your ponderings certainly point to another possibility. Stop eating your fucking paper. This is why you're having indigestion, Eddie. This is why you drink so much fucking Pepto. You're running me dry here, Eddie, buying all this fucking Pepto for you. Jesus Christ. Eddie's right, though. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his own large blocks of flavored ice to create his art. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. So what must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry within the time limit?
Make the ice the day of the final. Make it out of something else entirely. Make it out of something else entirely. Or not. Okay, never mind. That doesn't make any sense. I'm like that he doesn't even... I really like the detail that Gregory just doesn't even bother saying it. He thinks through his own shit himself. He doesn't have to be told he's insane. Looks at the camera. Why are you looking at the camera? Why now? Make the ice the day before the final?
He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then he only would have had to do was sculpt it.
Gregory thinking before he speaks, unheard of. In this universe, yeah, nobody does that.
What are you muttering about now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized something, that's all. I realized that you're correct.
What? Mystery.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Son not like father.
Oh, accepting defeat at last, are we?
The only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things you said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's century was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. Ice which would need at least a day to freeze, and whose flavors would therefore have already been prepared by Mr. Gusto.
Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me. They helped Frost until the day before the final.
In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in return?
I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead.
Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gusto could tell us, so why don't you let us speak to him? Or do you still insist your interrogation was as thorough as you claim?
No. How dare you call my methods into question?
It's not my intention, I just don't understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me.
One good reason? Certainly. The how and why of Frost and Gusto's collaboration have absolutely no bearing on this case.
How can you possibly say that without any certainty? The relationship had broken down for some reason that could very well have been the motive behind the murder.
Could it indeed, dude? One of the things that I low-key hate about Von Karma is that the shit he says just doesn't make sense. Half of the fucking time. Like, he's just really assertive. That's kind of all he is. And that, it's kind of stupid. And it's kind of why I don't like him. Like, not even, like, personally, like, as a character, like, other prosecutors, like, say shit that, like, makes sense. Like, earlier, like, when I had the double take of, like, wait, why the hell is Von Karma correct here? It was just, like, not, I mean, I guess that's just the game, like, taking a route that I wouldn't have taken. But it's just kind of like, bro, like, there's an inconsistency in his work. A massive one. Guys, come on. He's Whip Lady's dad. I don't remember Franziska making me think, like, nothing you're saying makes sense. As much as, like, Von Karma does. Von Karma's methods are gaslighting. Literally, he's just a gaslighter. If you don't let yourself get gaslit, he's a fucking idiot. Wait, is Von Karma the one who tutored the lady with the whip later? Yeah, he was. Oh, so it's a family thing? I mean, yes, kinda. Again, I don't think Francisco was like this bad. I don't know, it's been years since I played Justice for All, so maybe don't quote me. But yeah.
Why did the man you seemed so keen on accusing share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution? Please tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time.
Do I have any proof? Why he's telling him? Meeting will proceed clockwise from the leftmost room. All contestants to gather in Mr. Tangaro's room. Non-convection not be used. This may not enter another contestant's room until judging has been completed. The cookbook? Here for taste disorders and other chemical and pharmaceutical items. He's a sculptor. Ethan's blood found in the fountain, but not at the scene of the crime. Semi-final entries. One from Bound and one from Detective Bad. Scrumptious except for Liar, which is salty. Instant camera. Lost blood. Salt lamp found in Scone's room stained with the victim's blood. Marked out a chocolate frame but didn't leave any prints. Tangaroa's teapot. All Halik piece with Tangaroa's fingerprints on it.
Mr. Gusto only acts suspiciously one time that we know of. I imagine Mr. Von Karma is aware of exactly what that suspicious action was, which means this is probably a trap.
Well, cat got your tongue?
But even if this is a trap, I can't back down now. Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Frost's room, and we still don't know why. That fact alone is reason enough to suspect him.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. If that's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you.
I knew it. It was a trap.
I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come. Plus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjections. Here, take a look at this.
That's...
Welcome to Stu...
Gusto and Frost and their sons.
Photo of Frost, Gusto, and their sons. Gusto's son visited his father daily up through the semifinal. Okay. Ranch malfunction. I'm covered in ranch. Trying not to make the joke. I'm trying not to make the joke. I'm trying not to make the joke. I'm trying not to make the joke. I hope you get yourself cleaned up, Doc, 'cause I'm trying not to make the joke. Banned.
Gusto snuck into Frost's room in order to retrieve his photograph.
But why?
It seems their sons attend the same elementary school. Gusto was concerned with the fact that Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion. A concern that your just proof was entirely well-founded.
Nick!
Gusto's actions make perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe otherwise.
How? No, they don't. What does that actually say? It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Gusto was concerned that the fact of Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion, a concern that you have just proved was entirely well-founded. Okay. And we still don't know a lot. That tells us nothing. That literally doesn't tell us anything. No, his actions don't make trying to remove his suspicion. But, like, that doesn't tell us why their acquaintanceship potentially ended. That doesn't tell us anything. Am I stupid? Am I missing something? Lines up perfectly with what Gusto told me, and I helped Mr. Frost until the day before the final. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in the term? I can only be expected to read the minds of the dead. That's why I imagine Gusto could tell us, so why don't you let us speak with him? One good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me. Chat, is this real? Is this is this like a legitimate? I'm really not seeing how this stonewalls Gregory. It really doesn't. Relevance to the case, huh? No, none of this is real. Chat is not real. Wake up. I want to wake up. This is some low-key bullshit. This doesn't tell us anything. This doesn't explain. It makes the case stronger in my part. There's a more direct connection between them. Their son, Gusto's son visited his father daily, up through the semifinal. Are they gay lovers? I mean, tragic gay lovers, potentially, since one of them's fucking dead. More direct connection between them. Like, literally, that's what it is. It's like, oh, the fact they were working together wasn't enough. Now there's more. Someone to be getting on with. What do we do, mystery? Mr. Tangro's fish if we can't figure something out. Bro, I'm still trying to figure out how this stonewalls us. It doesn't. All Von Karma does is gaslight, but it isn't fucking working. He's a bad gaslighter. What the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? What in the actual fuck is this shit? This is bullshit. None of this tells me anything. None of this explains anything! On Karma! Gregory, say something, motherfucker! I'm being gaslighted by fucking Capcom! Does more evidence mean that Gusto's actions make less sense? It doesn't explain the line of questioning. Why did they stop working together? Nothing is being explained. Our question is, why the fuck did they stop working together? That's our primary question. It's not being fucking answered. What the fuck? The fact that their sons are friends just gives a more direct line between them. Why they stop working together has to be connected to the case itself. I mean, yeah! What the fuck does a picture have to do about anything? Oh my god. Okay, whatever. It's fucking... Why is Fumos on? Did someone turn Fumos on? Nobody turned Fumos on. I'm turning Fumos off. I don't think anyone turned Fumos on. Yeah, nobody turned Fumos on. I accidentally hit the button. Well, okay then. Well, regardless, it's time for ad breaks. So this is gonna be a good opportunity to get some water, get some snacks, use the bathroom, do whatever y'all need to do. As soon as we come back, probably more subpar, low-tier gaslighting from Von Karma that I'm supposed to take seriously somehow. I really don't. I know where it's going, so I'll keep to myself. At least I think I know. Why they stop, like... Yeah, I'm sure it'll be explained better later, but the explanation right now fucking sucks. Anyways, yeah, ad break. We'll go do that. We'll be back. I don't know what's going on, chat. With all that being said, bye for now. What the fuck? Howdy, everybody. Welcome back. Hope y'all had a good break. Hope you got done what you needed to get done. Let's get back into this fucking bullshit.
Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? He has a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. If the prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tangaroa, surely they have all they need. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime?
Weiss has gone into the voice of the vault folder. Yes! Perfect! All according to Cake. Something on your mind, Mystery? I am pacing like I'm a professor asking a series of questions to a classroom right now. I do that all the time. I pace a lot. I get pacing zoomies all the time.
I'm missing something. Something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with a prosecution of Mr. Tangaroa, and yet he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bad?
Who else? Been seen? Autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. 24 hours post-murder and there's still no autopsy report. The characters get too wild in my brain, I have to pace to think about them. I just get too much energy and I have to just go pace around. That's how I work.
In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that is missing. Take another look at the scene of the crime in front of us, Detective. Very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing.
Exclamation point. Right, don't remember anybody mentioning they'd removed the blood along with the body.
Evidence that turned up not in Tangaroan's room, but in a most unusual place.
Match. The blood in the fountain is Frost.
So there were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tangaroa's room, and we found some in the fountain instead. Why?
I've had a theory for a bit. Let's see if I'm right.
Mr. Frost's blood went missing from the crime scene. But traces of it still showed up in the fountain. Why go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered? And why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way. Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to get to the blood?
I've learned there's apparently a root word fallacy, but it doesn't seem right to me. What? That's a new one.
Well, the body might have been moved aside, or been removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report. We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been recovered by the forensics team. But what if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Von Karma wouldn't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? The question isn't why did Von Karma hold back the information about the body? It's did Von Karma even have any information about the body in the first place? How do things look from that angle? Since the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out an autopsy, that had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival.
That's a pretty big suspension of disbelief. Because how the fuck would the forensics team not know they have the body? Like, how do you gaslight the forensics team out of not having the body? I've gone down an apparently lengthy contest between a YouTuber I watch and a YouTuber that checks how well other YouTubers use sources in the contests. And the contest is on the subject of capitalism and socialism. Well, forensics team, what you doing? That's what I'm saying, yeah. Also, remember the rule on politics, CC. Don't go too in depth. I don't want to see any riots. Not in my streams. Mystery.
We both heard the rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricated witness statements Shady deals, forged evidence even.
Sure, everybody's heard of that stuff, but what's that got to do with us right now?
I would never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. Even Mr. Von Karma. I've tried my best not to let my preconceptions color our interactions with him. Nonetheless, it appears he may be indeed be willing to twist the truth to his own ends.
Yeah, I'm not going in depth on the subject just because stuff I'm finding out in question, like the existence of a fallacy. Yeah, root word is a... What even is that? Twist the truth? You mean he's been playing dirty? What does Sigma get shot? Probably by Von Karma. No, seriously, how the fuck does forensics not know they have the body? How do you do that? Yes, Doctor, it's important to blink. You'll dry out your eyes.
I fear he might have been, and still is. I'm not about to let him get away with it.
Oh, Docs are hams schlinken.
I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney.
Yes, sir.
Hold it.
Yes, what is it now?
I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us.
That emo is so small in your overlay, it's funny. It does add to the character a bit. I think it'd be equally small in yours, maybe. I don't know, I haven't paid attention to emotes on your overlay.
Really, you mean to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I'm warning you, if you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you!
What?
It's in on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of a crime is.
What foolishness is this? I have no intention to being what the prosecution's role is, or is not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
How far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps?
And I thought you had outdone yourself already, but now you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence.
I do. This is why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn.
What are you talking about?
You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You need to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body.
I guess that would be it. Cut off the head and... But then... And that means... Why was the tape there? Did he place the tape there himself? Did he... What are we doing? How did he accomplish this? Is he paying the forensics team?
Ridiculous, you're clutching at straws. I will tolerate no more of your preposterous slander.
And allow us to examine it. Point wrong if you can.
Tis. I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. I'm under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another.
The investigation went on too long and he got hungry.
As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloody chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime.
Poor Dachi lost the body.
Why did it disappear, and where did it go?
What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what?
So what indeed? That's precisely my question. If the body was still at the scene when the police got here, removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it makes perfect sense.
What is this petty obsession with the blood stain? But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went?
Of course, after all, evidence is everything, as you never tire of telling us. I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. So I have that shows where the blood from Mr. Tangaro's room went.
It would be... Where's the frost bullet? Oh, okay.
Take that.
Ruffles coat.
Transferred to Inaba.
Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain, along with traces of the chocolate from Mr. Tangaro's room. I believe the missing piece of blood-stained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows to the fountain, which strongly points to one certain fact. Someone purposely disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me!
You, where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water.
No, but I do.
Curse you, bad! You've been a thorn in my side from the moment you were assigned. Well, no longer. As of now, you are officially off the case.
I was barely on it in the first place.
Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Will you admit it? Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. It's really quite the claim, you know. One that you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid.
What must I do to get an answer out of him?
Now, if you don't mind, I have given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court, Gregory Edgeworth. Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will.
Mark my words, Von Karma, your methods will be your undoing. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end.
Gregory was too powerful. Had to have the case rigged against him. Bro, Von Karma's just a joke, dude. He's just a joke to me. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, okay, he's shitty, he's hiding shit, but, like, my question is, like, how he's doing it. Like, is he paying them or something? Like, I want to know how he's accomplishing stuff like not having the fucking body. Obviously, this is what causes the mark that he gets on his record. Obviously, that's what happens. And that's what this is leading to. But that's, like... Brother, that's not even, like, a mark. That's not even a mark. That's straight up, like, forgery, dude. That doesn't deserve him a mark. That deserves him losing his fucking job. That's a very major thing. Manfred really trying to save his case. Tell me about it. Von Karma reminds me of Chernobog from Fantasia. I unfortunately don't know. I never watched Fantasia. Don't sweat it. I was always gonna end. It was always gonna end this way. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? Look him up. I will do that right now. It'll be funny. Okay. I will look up Chernobog. I will look up Chernobog real quick. Let's see here. Evil doer. Bald Mountain, according to tradition, is the gathering place of Satan and his followers, where Walpurgis night, the equivalent of our own Halloween, the creatures of evil gather to worship their master. Under spell, they dance fiercely until the coming of dawn, and the sound is heard. Main protagonist of Night on Bald Mountain, section of Third and Fantasia, Mega Rouger, and has desires only to amuse and appease himself and will commit any atrocity needed to do. He is commonly depicted as a ruthless and manipulative monster who's feared by all who encounter him. He is one of the most powerful and destructive villains that Walt Disney ever created for that reason. His power is also shown to be incredibly demonic, able to unleash hellish realms. Where's the funny? I'm looking for the funny. I'm trying to find the funny. Where's the funny? You're on the wrong wiki. I was on Villains Wiki. As Satan by hosts, best representation of sheer evil, and his animator, very raw representation of evil. He is not placed in the context of any real story. Furthermore, he and his minions' actions are not committed in pursuit of any discernible goal other than general tyranny. Now I see the funny. I see the funny now. I see the funny. He's just evil for the sake of being evil. Okay, I found the funny. It's me, I'm the devil, know your gumshoe. I see. He's also a Kingdom Hearts boss. Yeah, I think I knew of him from that. I've heard the name before. The devil from the Bible, literally.
I am, and I'll prove it in court.
Yeah. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since, you know, I'm off the case now.
That's very kind, and I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad. There's one more thing.
Let's do Sin Shadow. Let's hide a body.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Come on, let me in on a secret.
All right, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tangaroa acquitted. I'd prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case.
And what is it?
You'll find out in the courtroom.
Wait, what? You're letting me join you?
Of course I am. You are my assistant, after all.
I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know? And take on Mr. Von Karma together.
Indeed. I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangaroa by then.
The guy's got a lot of sin points. You're gonna have to catch up, bucko. He does.
If we're up against Mr. Von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time.
Alright, but we'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can beat Mr. Von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you.
Can't allow Mr. Tangaroa to remain imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. And we won't. We'll expose Mr. Von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do.
No, Shadow, that'd be a good thing. Yeah, Shadow, I know he's the president. It's gonna give you good points, not sin points, okay? And now we return back to the future. The surprise is Gregory brings a gun to the hearing and shoots Von Karma. Oh, that would be funny. The thing is, he did have a gun on him, if I remember correctly. But I won't say much more about that. That's pretty much how things went down. Those are the facts of IS-7 as far as I'm concerned. I'm finally learning the truth about my father's last case. So what happens at the trial? Guys, can I be honest about something for a second? Can I be honest about something? It's been bugging me since a few days ago. Why is Kay in this game? No, really. Why is she in this game? Obviously, it made sense for her to be in the in Investigations 1. It was all about her fucking dad. Why is she here? Besides the fact she was in Investigations 1. Yeah, she took some pictures. You could have had somebody else do that. Kay is here just for the purpose of being here and being Kay. That's it. Thief training, are you sure about that? Emotional support scarf. Allows Tangaroa to be in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Nah, the bailiff did. But yeah, no, Kay has very little purpose of being here outside of just being the Maya for the Investigations game. And that kind of bugs me, a smidge. Just a bit. She was looking into how she'd get out of prison. Alright, let me read more. Well, we lost. Von Karma did a real number on us. Really? You couldn't prove that Mr. Tangaroa was innocent? Oh, we could prove it, alright. Had a decent little pile of evidence in our favor. Problem was, we underestimated Von Karma. He fought even dirtier than we'd feared. I can imagine. Secure a conviction at all costs was always his guiding principle. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Anywho, the trial dragged on and on. Whole thing took about a year in the end. I'll never forget the day the verdict came down. December 28th, that following year. It's April now, so, oh mama, we're talking over 17 years ago. I'm sure it does fly, huh? December 28th. I was there that day, 17 years ago. Sitting in the courtroom gallery. Just before the trial got started, Gregory noticed that Samson was looking even worse than usual. Turns out the poor guy has finally reached his limit. It was so bad he even said he wanted to be found guilty. Hey, you mean they forced a confession out of him? Yeah, Von Karma got what he'd been pushing for from the very beginning. And when Gregory tried to drop the bombshell about there being nobody to speak of, it took you a year to do that! It took you a year! Gregory, I'm sorry. Skill issue. Skill issue. Skill issue. It took you a year to say that there was nobody. I understand, like, timing and all that jazz, but, like, nobody. Nobody took you a whole fucking year to say something about. This is the weakest part of this case so far. He even had himself a fake autopsy report, but that wasn't the end of it. Okay. Von Karma had gotten Samson to falsely testify against himself to being an accessory to murder in court. On with his confession, poor guy's cranberry was well and truly cooked. Gregory still had his ace in the hole, though. The same ace he asked Detective Bad to help him with. Exactamundo, he knew that he needed one last card to play if they squeezed a confession out of Samson. So he had Bad record all of Samson's interrogations. I guess Detective Bad really wanted to know the truth too, huh? They all did, but he was a trooper. Stayed with the case even after Von Karma took him off of it. He was tied up in some other big case too. Good old Bad. They don't make him like that anymore. You're damn fucking right they don't. You're damn fucking right they don't. I'm saluting. Y'all can't see, but you're damn fucking right they don't. Anyway, Gregory presented the recordings as proof that Samson's confession was coerced. And you know what? It almost worked. A cop named Ian Sideman got fired. Samson's interrogator and the initial detective before Bad, he took the fall for pretty much the whole thing. Von Karma didn't get away scot-free. In fact, he was disciplined by the chief prosecutor for the one and only time in his 40-year career. Still, Samson couldn't stomach another day in court. So when that guilty verdict came down, he didn't just signal the end of that day, but of the whole sad affair. I don't remember a lot myself, but my father's face when they declared Mr. Tangaroa guilty. Thank you for the head pats. A young child at the time. Even I could tell how much he was hurting inside. Gregory wanted to appeal the ruling, of course. He would have done anything to clear Samson's name. Then, well, you know what happened next. Poor guy. Never got the chance. I should have left with him that day. I always blame myself for not doing that. But I shoved that aside and obsessed over something else instead. Rather, someone else. I hated what you did. Hated you for choosing to stick with Von Karma. I hope you can forgive me. No, you had every right to hate me. I went on to become a prosecutor as planned. That's when Mr. Von Karma showed me his case file. According to these records, Mr. Tangaroa was convicted as the main culprit in Mr. Frost's murder. No, that's not right. Samson was convicted as an accessory to murder. Strange. The file clearly states he was the perpetrator. Plus, I'm fairly certain that all of Mr. Von Karma's cases were successfully solved. Mr. Von Karma. Yeah, I mean, he was an alright dad to Edgy. Are we sure? Are we sure? It's Von Karma. You've seen Franziska. She's not okay. Up there. You know. I need to add Cope as an emote to the channel. I need to add the Sonic Cope emote, even if it's not my face. It just fits. It's a fitting thing to, you know what, I'm doing it now. I'm gonna do it right now. We're adding Cope. We're adding Cope to the emotes right now. I'm gonna do that real quick. Billy's turning 1, he was alright. Franny had worse issues. Yeah. Franny had worse issues. I don't think Miles got out perfectly fine. Like, I don't think he got out trauma-free. All things considered, but she had, like, privilege issues. They had a lot of issues. Issues we maybe shouldn't go into too much detail, because, you know, docs and all. But, upload news, standard emote, file. Let me go find Cope. It's somewhere. I know it's somewhere. Emojis, yep, there it is. Perfect. Image is not square shaped, go fuck yourself. Okay, fine, we're not uploading Cope today. We're not uploading Cope today, unfortunately. We should be, but we're not. We're not. I wish I was. Hi there, Hidden Hand Man. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Who said my name? Don't worry about it. It doesn't involve you. I'm going off the anime, to be fair. Yeah, I don't think the anime is canon. Though somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. Hello, Edgeworth Fumo. Thank you for the follow, Hidden Hand Man. Welcome to the Dragon's Gash Valley. Welcome to the Piss Brothers. Yes, that's our name now. I haven't heard enough cries against the name for our community to take it away yet. I've watched the anime. Docs. Was it recent? Do you remember a lot? Do you know everything that literally happens in Ace Attorney 1? And I've been trying to keep you spoiler free for no goddamn reason. Have you been pulling my leg the entire time? Do you know how all of these cases fucking work? Do you know how all of the cases work, Docs? It was years ago. Okay, you live for now. That would have been fucking funny, though. Hey, you've just been stringing me along, playing dumb the whole time. No, they just look at the wiki. I mean, hey, I've watched a playthrough of the game start to finish, so, like... And years ago, and I'm still forgetting shit, so... Mind if I take a peek at those? This file's been doctored. Part about the verdict. It's been changed. What? Here, feast your papers on this. Else I mostly watched the bloopers. I actually watched a video of the bloopers recently. Convicted as an accomplice. That's a copy of the file they have on record at the courthouse. Why is my copy so different? Well, you said it came from Von Karma, yeah? My guess is he didn't want Gregory's son thinking there was a murderer out there still at large. Didn't want you looking into it again before the statute of limitations was up. So everything I believed about the case. Lie. Like they say, we all gotta start somewhere. What's important is you know what's what now. Exclamation point. Statute of limitations may have run out, but the truth's still out there, you know? I inherited Samson's case when your old man passed. Prosecution handed it off to somebody else, too. Great Von Karma wasn't going to bother facing off against a rookie like me, was he? Anyway, long story short, the killer was never found. Samson was found guilty instead. That's terrible. Is there really nothing we can do to help him? I'm gonna have to real perp, I'm afraid. Till then, his confession stands. Speaking of which, I didn't find out until after the verdict had been handed down, but Aunt Karma had threatened Samson and made him a deal. Told him if he didn't confess, he'd make sure Judah was convicted instead. How could he? Samson knew there was no way Judy could have done it, of course. But he wasn't going to take any chances, so he did what he was told and confessed to keep her safe. Now riddle me this, Milesy boy. Why do you think your Uncle Eddie just happened to be in prison the day before Bronco Nat died?
Ah, that's right.
You were there to see Mr. Tangaroa. Bingo! Judy and I promised we'd visit him every day. Didn't quite keep that promise, but Judy did. She never missed one visit in all these years. Rain or shine, she always showed up. None of that changes the fact that Samson is still being unduly punished day after day after day after day after day after day. How heartbreaking day after we got to do something, Mr. Fender, after day after day. What was I talking about? Well, kiddo, that's exactly why we came here. The ice sculptures are back on display just like they were all those years ago. And we're gonna see what we can find out. Right, Miles Areno? A prosecutor, Fender, I don't look at these things in the same way as you or my father. Miles. That doesn't matter right now. Speaking not as a prosecutor, but as Miles Edgeworth, I want to know the truth behind both of these cases, and I'm not leaving until I do. You really are old Gregory's son, through and through. Alrighty then. That's where we could really get to work. Good thing I brought the ISM case file and evidence with me today, huh? Here, documents first. Who doesn't love paperwork, am I right? The parts in red ink are my annotations. Putting his comments in red. Thank you, Fender. And here's some evidence for you. Enjoy. There's quite a few, so I'd take a minute to scope them out if I were you. Small mountain of evidence from the IS-7 incident received from Fender. Yes, I see. I'll take a look at them in a bit. Sometimes these games feel like walking slowly over a gravel driveway without shoes. I mean, I'm enjoying this case a lot for the most part. You know, our current case is just full of loose threads too, come to think of it. Indeed. Key players of that incident 18 years ago who just happened to get caught up in another incident. The ice sculptures in the Winter Wing that are perfect replicas of the one from 18 years ago. Poison gas attack in the Autumn Wing, which has been disguised to look like the Winter Wing. 2 chemicals that were found inside the Pisces statue's display case, ubiquium and asphyxion, that form a poisonous gas when mixed together. The victim of the gas attack, Carmelo Gusteau, who is no stranger to the events of 18 years ago, who is still unconscious and undergoing treatment at the medical room. And finally, we come to the body floating face down in the fountain. How is it still so perfectly preserved? I mean, it's probably going to be like he was frozen. I can't imagine anything else. But yeah, no, just generally saying this case is fine. Yeah, sometimes Ace Attorney can feel like that. The last case felt like that. The last case we were doing felt like that. It's just a small mountain roughly your size. Let's take a look at this case file. Also, that's fucking orange, not red, you pieces of shit. Simpson Tangaroa's mansion. Tangaroa's room, date December 24, 18 years ago. Weapon, rock salt lamp. Prosecutor Manfred Gregory, statute of limitation expired 3 years ago on December 24th. Organizer confectionery contest, victim's body was found inside one of his creations, leading to his arrest. While in detention, Tangaroa discovered that he had a taste disorder, which was subsequently cured via medication. Verdict, convicted as an accomplice based on his confession. Marty Frost, age 38, also known as Paul Leek, under which name he has been a renowned sculptor in France, contested in the confectionery contest. Body was discovered in Tangaroa's room. Cause of death was blood loss following a blow to the head. No detailed autopsy report due to the body going missing. And a picture of his body. Is that where we're storing it now? Emily photo, the salt lamp, a photograph of the murder weapon. It's a salt lamp stained with Frost's blood. Frame finger marks, the ultimate cookbook. That is not a small mountain. That is not a small mountain at all. I am being gaslit. Blowtorch, luminous cloth. Winterwing photo. Icy statue. How are you gonna lose a case to a dude named Manfred? Embarrassing. Look, man, he's a professional gaslighter, apparently. So much so he didn't mention that the body was missing for a fucking year. Manfred. The events of the present day would appear to be intimately linked with events of the past, which means that they may be able to help us learn more about what happened 18 years ago. Sounds good to me. Let's get investigating. Oh, there he is. Oh, no, you don't. Aren't you forgetting somebody? I could have sworn this is my investigation. Eustace is quite right. I do hope you aren't intending to obstruct him in his duties, Mr. Edgeworth. Gavel, please shut up. I don't like you. I don't care how hot you are. I don't like you. And your tits are probably fake. I would hate to have to add guilty to my report to the committee. What am I guilty of now? Of course not. I am simply offering, once again, to do what I can to help with this investigation. Your offer is duly noted, and duly declined. Oof, she isn't pulling any punches. The identity of the body from the found is currently being ascertained. It is only a matter of time until we have all the information we need. The twink is back, hella beautiful. Bark, 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 down! She's a bad woman! Bad woman! Bad! Bad woman! With badly sculpted tits. With badly gravity-defying tits. Bad woman. How dare you say that about her? They're bad! Oh. I want to tell her she's not a bad woman. Well, she's not that kind of bad. Nobody can be that kind of bad. Oh, she gets directly impacted by a Hellfire missile when she leaves the thing. See, me and Crones are on the same page. I could fix her. No, you can't. She'll get fixed at some point in the game, and then I will deny that she was properly fixed, and I will still hate her because she's just kind of a fucking bitch. Perhaps I can help you speed that process along? I think I have an idea of who our mystery victim might be. What? Really? Then you have to tell me. It's the law. Very well. She's an embarrassment to the gods of justice. Still shipping her with Geist. Oh yeah, y'all can keep doing that. I can't stop that even if I didn't want it. Maybe it isn't just the ice sculptures that have resurfaced after 18 years. Body in the fountain may have been a visitor from the past.
Take that!
I believe the body in the fountain is that of the man who was murdered here 18 years ago. I'll make her a beautiful femme lesbian with her he-him bitch wife, guys. Mr. Alti Frost. Okay, so my British voice is lacking for Scone. So despite the fact she is British, I'm going to make her Russian. And I will probably change her voice again next stream. What? You're saying that was poor Chillywinks? Wait, who the heck is Chillywinks? Or Artie? Or whoever it is you're talking about? Artie Frost was a famous sculptor, Eustace. Although he is better known as Paul Halik. Pictures on display, the sculptures on display here, are all his works. No way! Sounds like he did well for himself. Always good to encounter a fellow weeder. Mr. Frost was also the victim in the IS-7 incident. Judge Gavel knows about the IS-7 incident. Mr. Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident is an 18-year-old case. And according to police records, the victim's body was recovered and an autopsy duly carried out. That's what the records say, but the records can't always be trusted. What are you insinuating? And while the records say stuff like body totally recovered, the defense back then begged to differ. Not that it stopped the prosecution from shutting them down hard, of course. See what we got. Yeah, this is Weena. What? Really? What is it, Eustace? The body! We've got an ID! Some sculptor called Frost or something, so I guess Edgeworth called it? Goddess of justice! So my father's deductions were right all along. Well, Judge Gabble, I'd say this changes things, wouldn't you? Perhaps now you'll admit that I might be of use to this case, more than a certain junior prosecutor anyway. Yeah, no fair! You're trying to steal the weed! I'm doing no such thing. All I want is to uncover the truth. If we're going to get to the bottom of what happened here, we'll need to work together. You do not need to do anything, and you do not need to know the truth. This case is none of your concern.
Objection!
Oh there, Judge G. I think you might be wrong about that. Another of your interruptions, Mr. Fender? Yep, see, I was on the defense team for IS-7, so this case is very much my concern. I was one of those pesky kids pushing the theory that the body had actually gone missing. The prosecutor at the time may have brushed us off, but you can't deny the testimony of your eyes. Or put it a little more bluntly, the prosecution's case was rotten as a cranberry from the ground up. There has been a miscarriage of justice caused by the prosecution. It's the committee's job to fix it, no? And who better to help you unpick the mess than someone who was there at the time? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Judge Gabble seems to know the facts of the IS-7 incident in some detail. In which case, I suspect she must be here on the committee's behalf. Your connection to the case is noted, Mr. Fender, but I fail to see how it concerns Mr. Edgeworth. He's the son of the original defense attorney and the protege of the case's lead prosecutor. And that's not enough for you. He was at the trial, too. I think it's just possible he might have a little something to bring to the table, don't you? Very well, you may both assist in the investigation, but only if you refrain from interfering with the work of others. The winter wing is off limits for now. This room, however, is all yours. Alrighty, great to hear we're on the same wavelength, G. Why don't we bring it in to show we're all on the side of justice? I'm going to beat you with this fucking hammer. Your permission to investigate can be revoked at any time. Duly noted, Your Honor. Turn up for the books, Milesy? We get to do our thing after all. Thanks to your immeasurable help as always. No sweat, no sweat. Besides, I was mostly doing it for me. Okay, I'll be investigating my own thing, so just holler if you find something interesting. I will. Mr. Fender, I suggest you keep your distance, lest I have to update the autopsy report. Alrighty. Heck yeah, let the investigation commence. Still unclear on two key facts. How Mr. Frost's body came to be where we found it, the source of the ubiquium. You're right, we need some more intel. Indeed. Let's focus on the ubiquium first and foremost. Used in stuff like dish soap and paint, right? Correct, it's also bright red in color and has a distinctive minty fragrance. Okay, sounds like we know what we're looking for. Alrighty. That went into logic, right? Yeah. Red liquid with a minty fragrance. Look at this spill. From the color and aroma, I'd say this is a puddle of spilt tea. And look, there's a small chunk of ceramic in it. Design looks familiar. Guess somebody must have broke something. I know that insignia. A certain high-strung somebody just might know a little something, too. There we go. Spound's tea set is laid out neatly on a serving table. Pamphlet says the gallery is famous for... Pamphlet said the gallery is famous for its tea. Understandably so. The cup we were given was delicious. Looks like all this stuff was designed by Mr. Frost. Interesting. In that case, I think we'd better take a closer look. This dishware was made by Auntie Frost. Looks very fancy. Oh, it is. I'm willing to bet that this set can fetch something on the thousands of dollars. Let's try not to touch any of it unless we absolutely have to. Oh, this stuff's really worth that much? Stop it, Kay. I can see your eyes lighting up. This Pound must really be a fan of Mr. Frost, like Bender said, to still have this. Oh, hey, look, the teapot's back. Yay.
Hey, Edgy!
What is it?
You be careful with that teapot, you hear?
Why is Larry so concerned all of a sudden?
Wife.
On to the guests. I can pour you a cup if you like.
Miss Bound.
Judy! I'm good, thanks. No tea for me. You can two knock yourselves out.
Question mark. Thank you for the offer. Yes, why not? Quick break, won't it?
2 cups coming right up. This smells great. Wow, it tastes even better than it smells. What type of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
Ceylon, I believe. Usually identifiable by its citrus aroma, but... Miss Bound, is this the same blend you served this morning?
Why, yes. Is it all right? There isn't anything wrong with it, is there?
No, not at all. Just that the cup you gave me earlier had a slightly different aroma.
Really? That's odd. I used the exact same blend both times. Can't see what you could account for the difference.
Hey, what's the big idea? Quit being mean about Judy's tea, will you?
Got under your skin, Larry.
Nothing, you're just rude, that's all. You don't even try to call me by the right name. It's Louise Dosnium, dang it. You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore.
That was childish, even for him. Oh, what happened there? Let's ask him about it later, shall we? Talking to Miss Bound is more of a priority, right? May not have any evidence to prove that she's the culprit, but it does seem likely that the poison gas was her doing.
Spoons.
Tablecloth tray. That's not what I want to focus on, Edgeworth!
It's just waiting for me to grab it by the edge, clear my mind, and whoosh!
Hey, I cannot stress enough how bad of an idea that would be.
Oh, come on. What's the worst that can happen? Even if it does go all sideways, we'll just all wind up with a cool tea-colored tie-dye.
Yes, well, I'd rather it remained white. Plus, I don't think Miss Bound would appreciate us meddling with it.
Really? But there's so many colors that would totally work. Pink, sky blue, tea leaves brown.
The sheer silence is lovely. A caddy containing Ceylon tea leaf. A well-crafted tin canister designed to prevent moisture and sunlight from damaging its contents. Not a bad thing to use considering the quality of the blend Miss Bound serves.
I've sometimes wanted to get into, actually, buying tea leaves and an actual, tea infuser and, doing tea that way. I don't know. I've thought about it. I just don't make tea often enough, unfortunately.
It seems the police have already removed the body.
Why did the body of a victim from 18 years ago turn up in this fountain? And why wasn't it all rotten and stuff? Did it slowly shuffle its way here?
Need I remind you that zombies aren't real? Seems likely that the body was preserved somehow.
Really? Is that even possible? Hey, Mr. Forensics guy! Anything to report? Yes, ma'am. Traces of both ubiquium and asphyxion have been detected in the fountain. I'm gonna say they were probably carried over here from the stream from the autumn rain. In addition to those two chemicals, there's also a large amount of sugar. The composition of the sugar is being analyzed as we speak.
The sugar in the fountain? Where did it even have come from? Where were you before you rejoined us here, Miss Bound?
I had to go and tell our visitors were closed, or and hand out a little something in apology. Was there something you wanted to talk to me about?
Yes, a few things, actually. Least of all, the fact that I think you might be the one who set the poison gas trap. The original ice sculptures melted 18 years ago, correct? How did you manage to recreate them?
Oh, you know what happened back then? In that case, you might also know I took pictures of them during the contest. I commissioned the creation of a set of replicas based on those photographs for the current exhibit.
Why go through the trouble of creating replicas?
Mr. Frost's Zodiac series was his great unfinished masterwork. I wanted to see it completed at last, or rather, be completed.
It was my fault that the original set melted in the first place, after all. I see. And is there any particular reason why the winter and autumn wings look so similar? Oh my! Who do you think they look alike? Perhaps I used some of the decorations from one and the other by accident? She's clearly lying. I don't have the evidence to prove it just yet. Feed. Also, where is fucking Maurice? Those are tulips by the door, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, it leads to a spring wing. Ah, spring. A popular time to move house. Makes it open season for great thieves. Housebreaking is a little beneath a great thief, wouldn't you say? Yeah, I guess you're right. And what you up to, Fender? Hey, Miles Reno. What's the situation with the investigation? Things are progressing. I think a fuller picture of what happened is beginning to emerge. Good to hear. Guess I better step up my game too, then. The case seems to have a lot in common with the incident from 18 years ago. And how? It's got the lot. Melting statues in Winter Wing, and even the murder victim's body. How did nobody ever figure out that the body had gone missing? Ross had no family apart from his son. And well, he'd kind of vanished. Nobody's seen them around since the time of the incident. Gusto's son, too. Him and his best pal from school both up and disappeared. What? And they were never found? Gusto's boy wasn't, as far as I heard anyhow. Guess Frost's kid turned up in the end, though. He collected his inheritance at some point. And yeah, no family around just after the incident. Frost got no funeral, no nothing. No need for the police to release the body, and no need for anybody to find out they didn't have it. They found their fake autopsy report and nobody was any the wiser. Well, almost nobody. Still can't believe Mr. Poncalma would have stooped so low. Bow, down, bow. Part. Quick, Kay. Get behind it and push Edgeworth on it like it's Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Why is there a lift car just sitting out here in the open? Guess somebody must have been moving something heavy. All of the platform seems to be wet. And now, I got a funny feeling I've seen this thing somewhere before. You mean like 18 years ago? Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I last saw it in Frost's room. Must have used it to move the ice sculpture around. One of those fancy numbers where you can change down where the platform's not. Alright, but even its angle. Add soon? Should be add soon. Soonish. Timer hasn't shown up for me quite yet, but it should be soon. If you had one of these, you could move giant lumps of ice around, no sweat. Oh, there's the timer. Lift cart day, jotting down in my organizer. Oh, just think of the possibilities. I could really use one of these. Still, I'll explain what's doing here, though. Bit of a head scratcher. We should give it a think, eh? Indeed, after all, it just might have something to do with our case. Alrighty. So that's it for the present moment. We're gonna go take a little ad break. This is gonna be a good opportunity for water, snacks, bathroom, all 9 yards. Y'all go and do whatever you need to do. As soon as we come back, more case and more front-facing Edgeworth. With K at a diagonal angle. And wife down at the bottom. And Forensics guy sticking out his ass. So, with all that being said, bye for now. Howdy, everybody. Hope y'all had a good break. Hope you got done what you need to get done. I had a good break. I stood up. I drank stuff, but I get to do it again. Hi, Tiny. Okie dokie. Good stretching the calves, good cracking the ankles. Everything we need. Arm back rise. I got more Dr. Pepper. Docs, did you hack Cece? Be honest. Alrighty. Stop the squat. Sit back down. Make the screen not dim. I got a rather strange notification on my phone while that ad was ongoing. Wait, what? Hello, you hydrate me and I have to fight back to keep my crown. I'll slowly be able to fight you. I just have to build up the points by actually lurking in your streams more often. So that's where my last Dr. Pepper went. Let's continue. The Mr. Wiener was very clear that you're only allowed to investigate this room. So I'm afraid I can't let you pass. Sorry, sir. Wouldn't make much difference if you did, officer. You're standing in front of a wall. Oh, but we all know a few bricks won't stop you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, sir. Wow, he actually sounds kind of scared of you. Just what kind of reputation do I have down at the precinct? Try to take it and I'll bite you. Okay, we'll look at him later. Tree. This thing in front of the door is a fir tree, right? Yes, they're usually associated with winter, but this door leads to the autumn wing. Plus, it's all part of someone's elaborate ruse. I could paint it red for that autumny feel. Evergreen stay green all year round, Kay. Hence the name. Sure, I knew that. A few bricks won't stop the truth. Trying to... Tree. Door here is marked by a nice autumny looking tree. Yet it leads to the winter wing. I suppose it's all part of the deception. I could steal the leaves if you like, make it a little more wintry. I think you'd better leave them alone, Kay. Leaf pun. Anyways, you mind, Mr. Wiener? You're in my way. I do mind, actually, and I'm not going anywhere. You'll just have to go around me. We just thought you might want to move to a better spot, that's all. What better spot? I demand you show it to me at once. Is that really all it takes to make you do whatever we want? And bitch. Bitch tits. I don't think you've gotten away with anything, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll be reporting your actions to the committee. Do whatever you need to do, Judge Cabell. And we'll do the same. You are the self-styled great thief, yes? Mr. Edgeworth's associated with such a character will be of interest to the committee too, of course. Go ahead and report me to your stupid committee. I'll be the toast of the thieving community. Looks like Judge Cabell will have to think up some new threats if she wants to intimidate Kay. Statue. The sculpture of a brave warrior battling against a serpent. Paul Leak make this one. Did Paul Leak make this one too, Mr. Edgeworth? Did. It seems he was fascinated by fantasy and mythology when he was a young man. This piece embodies the tragic gritty determination of the young as they face an impossible situation. The math test. Talk about relatable. That's funny. Oh shit. Okay, that one didn't count, fortunately. What about here? A man with a moon-shaped head and a woman with a sun-shaped head. I feel like Doc's just heard moon and sun and their ears just perked up immediately. Man's got a real pain look in his eyes, though. Is this another Paul Halik piece? Yes, from his younger years when he was something of a dreamer. He depicted those closest to him by means of a motif taken from nature. The piece is titled, My Parents. Guess the mom shone brightest in that house. Fucking math hydra, real. God damn it. Shut up! Ad! Also, the fucking statue is over here. I thought we were talking about this. I was like, I mean, I guess that's a man and a woman if you squint. Miku Rise. Sometimes I'm tempted to install mods on Helldivers. There's a couple. There's one that turns the Hell Bomb explosion into fucking Megamine from Konosuba. He's been taken back to the lab, sir. Autopsy's underway. How's the rest of the fountain looking? Rather beautiful, actually, sir. The water's crystal clear and kind of soothing. Almost as if there wasn't a body floating in not long ago, Alright, and Scone. Hello there, dearie. Still investigating away, are you? Found anything interesting? No, dearie. Well, nothing much, anyway. Silly girl, that wasn't a dearie moment. That was more of a lambkin. Sweetheart is when for your being sympathetic, of course. And treasure is for when they're in a tease. Love is for people when you're not keen on, and petal is when you use when you're trying to get someone's attention. Wow, I didn't realize there were so many rules. Mr. Edgeworth, petal, I hope you're getting all this down. Don't even try it, Kay. Oh, dearie me. What else we got? The selection of trophies won by Paul Halik, or rather, Archie Frost. Evidently, he was a very well-respected artist. Well, you've got one too, Mr. Edgeworth. About time I won one. It's about time I won too. Guess I'll have to find some thieving contests, Edgy. Or you could set something up, something with a nice ceremony at the end, all that. Yes, followed by a swift round of arrests. Scone, stop giving her advice. Alright, none of that's relevant. None of that. Can I... Oh, wait. They put sunflowers by the door. Nice! Fitting adornment for the entrance to Summerwing, I suppose. Summer is also vacation time. And every great thief knows that means tourists with bulging wallets. Pickpocketing, Kay? Isn't that a little beneath a great thief? Yeah, maybe you're right. Alright, I think that's all the, like, direct stuff. Oh, wait. Statues of a man and a woman in old-timey clothes. Did Paul Leak make these as well? Yes, it seems he created them later in his life once he had begun to make a name for himself. His wife pushed him to sculpt the two of them as ancient gods, and he couldn't say no to his beloved. The title is The Beautiful Goddess Venus and a Humble Servant. Wow, talk about putting your goddess on a literal pedestal. I convinced her to not do crimes. Yeah. I think it's time for Larry. I think it's Larry time, guys. Larry. I'm going to keep this simple, Larry. You're hiding something, so just tell me what it is. Whoa, quit it with the glare off, you two. It's weird. Come on, Kay. You know me better than that. I wasn't staring. I was struck by an idea for a picture. Now, Edgy, he was glaring. Yes, and I'll keep glaring at you until you finally tell us what it is you're hiding. Quit it! I already told you. I'm not talking to you anymore. You're talking to me right now. I mean, from now on, I'm not talking to you ever again. Starting now. God, Larry is so... Waiting for the answer for the class docs. Take me nowhere. I suppose I have to figure out what he's hiding first before I can get the whole truth out of him. Alright, I know that's gonna lead to nowhere, so, hey, look at this. Do you mind taking a look at this for me, Larry? Why would you show me that? Tell me what it is about Miss Bound's tea set that got you so agitated. Won't tell me, then perhaps you'd prefer to explain it to Judge Gabby. Boy, don't make me look bad in front of Verity. She thinks I'm sensible, cool, clean-cut guy. My lawyers have advised me to avoid finishing my sentence. Such a shame. Such a shame. Hitting you with the thinker. I don't want her to see the real me, the real low-down, dirty me. I'm not so sure anybody here thinks you're particularly clean-cut, Larry. If you don't want to hear me think badly of you, the best thing you can do is talk to me. Alright, I'll talk. Alright, Larry, enough is enough. Now confess. Is this any way to treat your best friend, Edgy? Is this any way for you to treat yours? By lying to him? Hiding things? I have the picture already, so stop glaring at me like that. I'll tell you everything, okay? What did he mean by that? Earlier, I thought Verity might like a cup of tea, so I went to pour one for her. I got distracted, my hand slipped and smash! I broke the teapot, a priceless work of art. It's a piece because of me! No words exist to describe how far away I saw this coming from. Ouch, you really messed up this time, Loris. See, Edgy, everyone's going to think less of me now. I'm cheap. Judy's never gonna forgive me for this. Lying to me won't do you any good. I think you need to apologize to Miss Bound. My teapot, I see. I'm sorry, Judy. I'm so sorry. I don't have any money, but I'll paint your portrait. I'll paint you 50 portraits. Please, Mr. Dosnium, it's really me who should be apologizing. How could I have failed to notice that there were broken pieces of ceramics on the floor? Somebody could have been hurt. Here, you make sure it's safely disposed of. The teapot in question was designed by Ottie Frost, correct? I understand it was something you long treasured. You must be upset. Oh, I am. But of course, all things break eventually. And as luck would have it, I have another identical teapot. It's far from the end of the world. Wow, I really get his last name wrong. I think I'm getting his last name wrong. Getting on all fours, begging, grabs my pen. Oh no. Is she less attached to Mr. Frost's work than she used to be? I can't believe this, Judy. You're the sweetest, the kindest. This other teapot you're talking about, it's the one sitting on top of the cart right now, yay? What do you mean? Yeah, so when I smashed the first one, I tried to hide the pieces on the bottom of the cart. That's when I saw the other pot under there, so I took it out and basically switched the two pots. I see. Yep, and that's everything I have to tell you. I'll be extra careful not to break the other one, I promise. You have no shame whatsoever, do you? I'm sorry. It's really quite alright. Thank you for being honest. See, Edgy, isn't Judy just the absolute best? Trust you won't take advantage of her kindness and will make amends somehow? I sure will! Once I make it as an artist, I'm gonna give her one of my paintings. She was one of my models, after all. It's only fair. At this rate, I suspect he's likely to make more trouble than amends. Don't you think it would be better for you to keep out of her way for a very long while? Oh, but I will be keeping out of her way. Yes, I sketched her and the others already. And the others. Keen to see my work, huh? Yeah, I drew a few great sketches of some ravishing beauties. Want to see? Interested in Larissa's ravishing beauties, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm afraid you're greatly misjudged, Kay. I simply wish to see if Larry has captured any unusual details this time, too. Unusual details? Nothing is unusual about these. They're my best work yet. Really? I want to see them, too. Aw, you're a sweetheart, Kay. Alright, let me dig them out for you. Give me a sec, okay? I suppose we might as well take a look. Let's take a look-see. So these sketches of yours... Seriously, Edgy, if you wanted to check out my art, you should have just said so from the get-go. Here, feast your eyes on this. Ooh. What am I looking at here? I told you already, ravishing beauties. I can see who his favorites are by the sparkles. Just a few of the fair faces that have caught my eye since I've been here, you know? How do I, wrong button, wrong button, wrong button. It's, this, right? There we go. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. It's cute. It's got wife in it. It's got wife, it's got silly girl, and it's got carnal fucking bitch that I hate. Anyways. He is a great artist, like, genuinely. There's Verity and Judy and, somebody else. Why did you draw all of them on the same page? Well, I didn't mean to... Well, I meant to draw the room at first, but something just to pass the time. And I saw one beauty and another, and, well, just scribbled them all down as I went. So these were all drawn at different times? Huh? Yeah, yes. I did one of you 2K. You're on a different page, though. Ah, you did? I'm flattered. Now, true to life, all these sketches, did you only draw what you actually saw? Of course, you think I draw things I can't see? Like I'm using my imagination? Nope, these are 100% true to life, right down to the exact shade of each color. Colors are accurate. Interesting. Much as it pains me to admit, Larry may have provided me with a useful piece of evidence yet again. Servant caught in the sketch, for example, if I compare it to the one on here on the room, a clear contradiction between the two. I think a little deduction is in order. Can I borrow this page for a while, Larry? Sure thing. You want me to sign it for you? Just the page, please. Alright, let's take a look-see once again over to Judy and her Italianness, and we're gonna present the evidence. Behold. Fuck. I already beholded it before.
Oh my, is that, me?
Yes, it was painted by the so-called artist over there.
It's wonderfully drawn. Would you mind if I kept it?
I'm sorry, Miss Mountain. I'm afraid it's an important piece of evidence.
Oh, I see. That's a shame.
Suppose Larry's charm is something of a talent if he can impress a gallery owner with sketches like these. Okay, drawing. Rah! What happened this time, Docs? What do you have to say? Oh, nothing happened yet. Oh wait, I can deduce. I can deduct. I can. These nuts. They're triggering Docs' art instincts. Probably. Potentially. Eureka! There's a clear contradiction here.
There is? I can't see one. Maybe you need a break. Another cup of tea, maybe? Think over it a little more.
Perhaps you're right. Looking at it again, I think it may.
What did I mistake?
But something about it is nagging at me. I should take. I did. Huh? What? What? Oh, blue cloth. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I thought too hard about my wife, Dark Dragon. Ah, I see. Larry, could I ask you something about your sketches?
Huh? Fascinated by the work of the great Lorius Dosdium, huh? It's the composition, right?
Not exactly. This light blue tablecloth, you painted that exactly as you saw it, correct?
I already told you! Everything's exactly as I saw it!
Tablecloth on the carton here in this room is right.
Wow. Your head's so full of crazy theories, the simple stuff just passes you right by, huh?
What's that look for?
Listen, just before I drew that sketch, in the middle of some business with the cart with the tea set on it, okay?
What kind of business?
What kind of business? That's right, it was the hiding the pieces of the teapot I smashed kind.
It's nothing to boast about.
Anyway, I was still in the middle of cleaning up when Judy came out of the winter wing. I didn't want to get busted for breaking the pot, so I quickly dove out of sight.
He just slightly moved. Wait, Miss Mound came out of the winter wing.
Yeah, and she was pushing the cart, a different one. That's the one with the light blue tablecloth on it I drew.
What did she do with this second serving cart?
Well, I saw her wheel into the summer wing, but I don't know what happened to it after that. She came back out, she was pushing one of those other carts, the kind you can lift stuff with.
Lift cart?
Yeah, so I called out to her, but she just ran off and left it behind. Never had her down as the shy type, but it just goes to show, you never know.
Another serving cart and a lift cart.
Is there maybe another tea set too?
Better check with Miss Mound. Alright, now we go. 2 carts. I love that Larry is slowly just becoming Judy's entire undoing. It's really funny. It's really funny for Larry to just be someone's complete undoing. Although 2 serving carts here at the gallery, Miss Mound.
Oh, yes, why did you ask?
A certain so-called artist showed us this sketch. I couldn't help but notice the color of the tablecloth. It's a light blue.
Light blue? I'm afraid your friend must be mistaken. Kindly use white tablecloth, freshly laundered and starched.
Like the perfect wrinkle-free one on the cart here in the fountain room, right?
Exactly. If I so much as saw a blemish, I would replace it right away.
The color of the tablecloth in the sketch and plot seemed to be a mistake on Larry's part. Do you have any idea what you might have been doing when this sketch was drawn?
Let me see. I appear to be carrying out my usual duties.
I'd like to ask you a little more about these duties, if I may. Larry has a terrible track record with women, yeah, getting him convicted. What exactly were you doing when this sketch was drawn? I need to draw Larry? Oh boy, here we go. Because from what I can see, your cart doesn't have a tea set on it. I was delivering some chocolates to the investigating officers. Aw, now I'm jealous. I love chocolate. Well, there were a few left over, so here, for you both. Made them myself. Hope you like them. Woohoo! Hee hee! Thanks, Miss Brown. Well, why not? A little melted, but I suppose that's because they've been sitting around in a pocket. Maybe by bound slightly melted after being kept in her pocket. They're super sweet. I love them. I'm very glad to hear it. May not be the prettiest, but I'm grateful for the energy boost nonetheless. Perhaps they could do with a little less sugar. Alright, so that takes care of Bound. I think we're ready to logic. Yep, logic time. Logic time! Puzzle pieces! Minty fragrance, sweet tea, switch teapots. Oh, I wonder what that could be. What? What? The fuck? Okay, I guess this. Okay. Sorry about that game. I suspect the difference in aroma we noticed is due to teapots having been switched. You do? I mean, I was wondering why. I thought earlier the tea that he said it's meant to smell minty. Like, that's what I was thinking about. So I was like, oh, it's in like dish soaps and stuff, right? Or were they talking about ubiquium? Maybe they were talking about ubiquium. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out later. Maybe I'm just fucking stupid, chat. More than usual. Let me ask Miss Bound just to be sure. God damn, how many times? Oh, okay. If it's an aroma we noticed, do you think it could have been because of the different teapot? I suppose so. Not just now had a subtle minty scent, rather like uva tea. Oh, I just remembered. I made some peppermint tea in that pot only yesterday. Must be where the minty aroma is coming from. So I was right! That'd really be it. Now I'm correct. I wasn't crazy, for once. Tea from the teapot Larry switched in from under the cot smelled faintly of mint. Hey, Miss Bound said she used that pot to make peppermint tea yesterday. Yes, but there's something else that's been troubling me. Bound seemed more taken aback by the switching of the teapots than the breaking of one. You're right. You'd expect it to be the other way around. Now I'm actively absorbing the stupid of everyone here so you guys can be smarter. Dude, I think I worry for you. I feel like my community has a lot of stupid to go around. I think you might just wind up being brain dead at that rate. Imagine if you're absorbing it from me. I suspect she might have been deliberately hiding the teapot. I can't. Why? One of Ubiquium's key characteristics is its minty fragrance. What if she had been hiding some in that teapot? What? In the teapot? Simply a possibility, but one worth investigating, I believe. Sacrifice I'm willing to make. Every second I can feel the algebra coming back to me. Mr. Wiener, any luck finding that ubiquium? Ew! Why people are searching the entire gallery, but they haven't found anything yet. What about you? Don't tell me you know where it came from. I may have an idea. Oh, I knew it. If I can't find it, there's no chance. What? You do know where it came from? Yes. Where? Miss Bound's teapot. Wow, nice piece. I like it. Yeah, this looks like a fitting prize for a natural-born wiener. It's not a prize, it's a vital piece of evidence. Oh, it's just evidence. And I'll have one of the forensics people check it out. Hello, Judy. She looks pissed already. Mr. Edgeworth, is there some sort of problem with my teapot? Possibly. The minty fragrance we know is coming from it. I think it just might be the scent of one of the chemicals used to make the poison gas. But Mr. Edgeworth, really you don't think I had anything to do with that? Natural-born wiener, is that what he said? I've been saying wiener the entire time to make his name funny. Are you just now noticing that? Curved teapot shape. The method used to create the gas would have required considerable preparation. I haven't been fucking noticing. You apparently haven't. I haven't been subtle. Nobody would have had the time or the opportunity to set that up except you. You see, they are getting smarter. Shit, you might be right. CC, don't die. Don't go brain dead yet on me, boy. That's not strictly true. It took around a week to get the Zodiac Hall ready for the exhibition. There were all kinds of people coming and going here during that time. Delicia, for one. So you see, I'm not the only person who could have set it up at all. Scone is on our radar too, of course. You needn't worry about that. And besides, I wouldn't know the first thing about making poison gas. If you did find some ubiquium in my teapot, I wouldn't have had any idea what to do with it. But I suppose we should see what the testers would say first. Spam claims she doesn't know the first thing about making poison gas. We need to find a way to prove that she's lying. Oh, is it time? Edgeworth speaking. Sir, it's me! Everything alright, Detective? Hey, but he's left the winter wing. It's just me in here right now. Which means I can tell you what we found out. Billy shouldn't be sharing information about the investigation. After the past week or so, I'm not about to stop him now. The exhibits in here have all completely melted. All that's left in the display case is some of the stuff at the bottom. More of it in the Taurus case than in the Gemini case, though. Describe this stuff for me again. Yes, sir! It's like a pale blue liquid. I had the lab run some tests just now. The sample from the Taurus case has had a bunch of sugar in it. The one from the Gemini case had 3 different substances in it, which were sugar, salt, and blood. Blood? What is salt and blood doing in a Gemini case to sample? Can't imagine whose blood it could possibly be, but we get tested right away, sir. Please do, Detective. Oh, I also spoke over the radio with the forensics guy working in the fountain room. They just got word that the sugar they found in the fountain matches the sugar in the pale blue liquid. I see. That might well prove to be a significant development. Analysis conducted on melted contents of the Gemini case. When Gumshoe appeared, my housemates put on the loudest fucking dubstep music in the room over. That's fucking hilarious. That's really funny. That's really funny. Anything else to report, Detective? Yes, sir. We found one of those light-emitting devices here in the winter wing, too. There were a few of those being used in the autumn wing to disguise as the winter wing, as I recall. Seems that the equipment from 18 years ago is more than just for show. I need to talk to Miss Scone about this. Anyhow, I'd better be getting back to it. I'll let you know as soon as we hear from the lab about that blood. Yes, thank you, Detective. I'm getting down with it, Mr. Edgeworth. That gummy seemed like he had a lot to say. He did, and all of it very useful. I'm going to prove that Miss Brown's claims about what could have gone on, could have set up the going to prove what Miss Brown... If I'm going to prove that Miss Brown's claims about who could have set up the poison gas trap are false, I need to talk to a certain somebody else who was here 18 years ago. Miss Scone, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. Of course, dear. Fire away. Anything for you, Milesy Smilesy and dear sweet little Tutti Cake. I'd appreciate if that was the last time you called me Milesy Smilesy. I'm not a fan of tooth decay either. Well, you just have to like it or lump it. I can't change nickname once I've settled on it. Tiny! Throw away your crown! I will eventually be king. You can't stop me. Ah, back. I'm getting hungry. Getting hungry and my brain is getting funky. Really bad combo. I will never lose my crown. Give it time. Once I build up enough points. I fully anticipate in order to keep your crown, you'll just start making sure to stream when I'm like at work. I could see that. Alright. What can you tell us about the various devices used to decorate the gallery's exhibitions? There seem to be some pretty specialized items in use. Printing devices, luminous fabrics. Oh, I can tell you all about those, dearie. For all, I'm one who gave them to Moody Judy. It was my way of saying sorry after I broke rules all years ago. I bought her 4 lovely new soft lamps and gave her 4 pieces of luminous cloth I used for the contest. Our streamer I watch occasionally has their hydrate redeemed at like 202k points. I'm not gonna go that far. Ah, that's super generous of you. Hee. Well, us girls have to do our best, don't we? Not everybody understands, of course. Yeah, better not be a big and metal-ish. I told you how kind I thought that was. Yes, back on your dear, sweet, innocent baby boy. What happened to you, eh? Damn, she's fucking mad that he had twink death. She's mad at him for suffering twink death. The poor guy. 100k points to hydrate. For your redeem or how many points you have? Tiny, your lurking scares me. Especially if we ever have Twitch integrated Rain World again. Tiny could just fucking destroy me on Twitch Rain World. Oh boy, I'm scared of next time then. Oh lord. So these decorations are all the same as the ones you saw 18 years ago. I only have 8.8k points here. Okay. I see. Still, that's a lot of points to fuck me over with. Yep, salt lamps, cologne fabric, light emit, and doodads, the whole bit. I'm about to spend all my points on a joke, but you mentioned Rain World, so I must spend my time plotting. Were you about to do Christmas again? Were you about to inflict Christmas again? Just to piss off your roommate again? Was that your plan? That would have been funny. Yes. Just your roommate enters the picture, you had me on the big screen, and you just click a button. and then they just come over like, oh, hey, is that your buddy Rise? What's he up to? And you just see the ice cover the screen. And you just see the bright smile, the life in their eyes just vanish immediately. And you're 5,000 points poorer. Beautiful. I love the image in my head. You've done enough. There were 4 luminous cloths in use in the autumn. I'm sure I saw another one somewhere. I'm not lying, but it's in the bag somewhere. I'm sure of it. What is she looking for? That's not it. That's not it. That cloth looks familiar. I should jog her memory with something so Miss Scone will tell us more. Do that after the fact. Miss Scone, you're something of a specialist. How might someone learn to make the poison gas that was used in the attack? Any ideas? Well, any pharmacist who'll ever handle infesticide ultra would know for start. After all, it is right there on label. Do not mix with products containing ubiquium. Ever. What about a layperson? It's unlikely to know, wouldn't you say? I suppose so, yes. Well, not unless they'd had a nose through the ultimate cookbook anyway. Prize from the contest 18 years ago. The recipe for making Infesticide Ultra, along with not mixing with ubiquium, it is in there, you know. I'm saying for my hydrate so I never lose my crown. No! You can't do this to me! You know how little I've sacrificed! I have, like, probably barely 1,000 points over there, because I only just learned that you streamed last week. Oh yes, dear. I know it inside out, because I work for Tangaroa Group, you see. The company behind Code Killer X. I'm sure you've heard of it. Code Killer X fights back sniffles and sneezes with ease, apparently. After Sammy Pulpul found guilty, the company took custody of Book. They only grant the most trusted people access to it, of course. Means Miss Scone is one of these elites, I suppose. Alright. Jogging your memory. But what am I jogging it with? Well, look at that picture of silly old me. That's right, you seem to have caught the artist's eye. You mean lovely Lolly Lambkin. I'll have to have a word with him and say thanks. I'll be glad to introduce you. And there's the evil smirk. Alright, not that. So just the cloth itself. Had a piece of fabric like this in your bag, did you not, Miss Scone? Be it a somewhat grimmier one. Grimy, rude. You won't get people to cooperate with little investigation like that, young man. Shall I call it a dish towel, then? Perhaps you use it to wipe up some sort of spillage? Spillage, he says. The cheek. That's a piece of highly specialized luminous cloth. Oh, I probably shouldn't have told you that. I think I'd like to know a little bit more about this highly specialized luminous cloth, if you don't mind. Why didn't you want to know? God, my fucking voice. My brain is getting fried. We are ending at the 3-hour mark for sure today. I'm starting to get tongue twisted doing all these fucking voices, bro. Cracking over the Zevia. Stimulate my taste buds. Maybe that'll fix your moisture. My what? 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 What are you talking about? Oh, well, I suppose there's no point hiding it now, is there? If you must know, I fished it out the fountain. But right before they called me into Autumn Wing. Every sketch of Miss Scone is when she was trying to retrieve the cloth. At first, I thought that was one of those I'd given Moody Judy. Of the 4 you'd given to the gallery, correct? Exactly, but all 4 were being used in Autumn Wing one day. So I realized. Must be the one that went missing all the years ago. I'd already had my infesticide ultra pinched and used to make poison gas. If one of my cloths turned out to have been used in some sort of dastardly deed, too. I was going to look guilty as sin, wasn't I? So I kept it hidden in bag, hoped it for the best. I see. Ooh, does it feel good to get it off chest, though? Stress is no good for complexion. All that disappeared 18 years ago. That the victim was wrapped in. It happens to be reappeared in the fountain at the same time as the body. Interesting. Alright. Logic! It's time! Fuck! Now what? Well, let's see here. He's fine. They're fine, they're fine. What about you? You're fine. Ooh, Fender has something new to say. Tell me, Fender, what kind of person is Miss Bound? Huh? Wait a minute. Don't tell me you got a thing for her, Mouster. I do not. Chill. I'm just picking your cranberry. Anyway, what can I say about Judes? Well, she's a real brave trooper, for one. What else do you call someone who waits around 18 whole years like she has for Samson? Even after his extended family kicked her out of this place. What? They threw her out? Yep. Jules wasn't technically part of the family, so there was nothing she could do. She had nothing. Nobody. And no job after Samson took the fall. So she had no choice but to take what he'd taught her and make her own way in showbiz. She's retired from all that now, though. Yes, why didn't she retire? She'd finally made enough to buy the old place back. She even got the ultimate cookbook back from the Kangaroo group after they basically stole it. Just this place and everything to do with it was all she ever cared about. She just wanted it back. All of it. And this seems very sympathetic to Miss Bound's plight. And less charitable for the fact that she has, in a way, taken everything of Mr. Tangaroa's for herself. Okay, I see. I feel it. I gotcha. I'm down. I'm diggity. I'm wiggity. Wag. The Ultimate Cookbook contained instructions on how to create the poison gas. The current owner of that book is none other than Miss Judy Bound. No way, you mean... Afraid I do. Bound would have been perfectly capable of setting up the gas trap. Okay, we can prove she's been lying to us. Fuck. Whew. What's that? All that's left now is to await the results of the tests on the teapot. And that's as good a place as any to end today. Boop. Save complete. He continued. Trying to go back to start menu for good music. Trying best. There. Back to title, don't save. Back to title. Not too eventful this session. I don't know. I thought it was plenty eventful. In its own way. We got to take the piss out on Von Karma. The plot is thickening at a nice pace. I'm enjoying myself, aside from that bullshit with Von Karma. But I took out my piss thoroughly, as I am a piss lizard. Alrighty. Who am I gonna raid today? Let's go find out. We raided Lunar yesterday. Kill Von Karma. Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. That'd be lovely. Alright, who's on? Who we gonna hit up? What am I feeling? But wait, what the hold up! What the fuck is that game he's playing? I might raid into him a second time just to see this. Because Lunar is playing fucking Chex Quest HD? And now I'm disturbingly curious. So we're gonna go raid Lunar 2 days in a row because fuck you, it's my stream and I get to choose. Oh wait, shit, ring, oh shit, wait, never mind. Canceling. I suppose I'll have to figure out about Chex Quest another time. I just saw it. I'm sorry, Cece. The raid thing takes up the entire fucking screen. So I did not see it until just now. I am not being evil, I promise. Alright, Rain Quest. We'll raid them instead. I apologize. Lunar. Rain Quest. There we go. We're gonna go raid them. They're playing tabletop RPGs. Oh, I think I recognize this guy. This is the guy you played D&D with. I see. We'll go hit him up then. We'll go give him some love. We'll go give your D&D buddy some love. Tabletop RPGs may not have checks involved, but they are still plenty. Good. I don't know where I was going with that. My brain's fried. The voice acting has fried my brain today. We're gonna go raid him. As for tomorrow, I will be frying my brain again thoroughly, playing the first Ace Attorney with Docs like last time. And later in that day, we'll be doing some art, and it's gonna be a good time. So y'all look forward to that, and y'all definitely go follow Docs. Giving them some love. They deserve it. I'll be over there, and I'll definitely be talking. I'll definitely ping everyone in the Discord for that. And on Blue Sky, so y'all should definitely join either of those if you feel like it. Not mandatory, but it would help a lot if you actually kind of like my dumbass. Oh wait, it's socials. Fuck. There we go. I'll pet Laura just for shits and giggles. But as for today, I hope you all had a good time. Hope y'all had a good day, night, afternoon, wherever y'all are. Whatever the fuck y'all are doing. Until next time, y'all have a good one.